Hello, fellow Disney fans, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Shannon, and today we're going to take a look at all of the magical offerings at this year's International Festival of the Arts. This annual event takes place every year at EPCOT, and this year it goes from January 17th to February 24th, and it's a celebration of all things art, visual, culinary, and performance, and we're going to go through all of the amazing things you can experience. So let's go ahead and dive in. First up, let's talk about the incredible visual art displays. Throughout the park, you'll find artists from all over the world showcasing their work, with even some creating art live right before your very own eyes. From breathtaking paintings to amazing sculptures, there's something for every art lover here. These talented artists display everything from contemporary art to classic Disney-inspired pieces. You can even take home your very own piece of art, whether it's a print, a framed painting, or something totally unique. Also, throughout the festival, some of these artists will be in the park for you to meet, to talk to, and to get their autographs. Check Disney's website to see if any of the artists will be present when you're visiting. Now, let's talk about what we're really here for, the food. And I mean, it's not even just food, it's edible art. The Festival of the Arts is known for its delicious and beautiful culinary creations. Every year, there are food booths that offer artistically crafted dishes that are as Instagram-worthy as they are tasty. This year, Disney has announced 17 food studios. I'll put a link in the description to Disney's full menu, but let's go through some of the items that I am most excited about. All right, let's start with the new items to this year's festival. First up, over at the Craftsman's Courtyard near the refreshment station, we have a beef Wellington. Now, this isn't just some beef Wellington, it's inspired by beef Wellington. It is going to have a cream spinach croissant pinwheel, mushroom gorgonzola, mustard grilled flank steak, red wine sauce, and pickled mustard seeds. This looks absolutely delicious, and I'm very excited to try it. Next up, we're headed over to China to the Painted Panda. They have a new strawberry bubble milk tea, which is a non-alcoholic drink. Now, I know this doesn't seem very exciting, but every year they have a bubble milk tea, and most years I absolutely love it. And the fact that this year it's strawberry flavored, yes please. Next up is over at the American Adventure in the American Pavilion. They have a new deviled egg trio, which is pimento cheese, green goddess, and BLT. I am so excited for this. Again, I know it's not the most exciting or adventurous, but it sounds amazing and it looks delicious, and I eat with my eyes. I don't know about you, so I'm really excited to try this one as well. Next up is another one of my favorite booths that's been there for the last several years. It's over at Deco Delights, which is near the port of entry. This year they have a brand new beer flight. So yes, all three of these beers are on my list because they sound amazing. The first one is a Three Daughters Brewing Vanilla Bean Ice Cream Beer. The next is a Keel Farm Strawberry Shortcake Hard Cider. And then a Left Hand Brewing Company Milk Stout with coconut. So vanilla bean ice cream, strawberry shortcake, and coconuts. I am so down for this. These are all favorite flavors of mine. And last but not least, of my favorites that I'm excited to try this year that are new is over at the Swirled Showcase. They have a liquid nitrogen mini cake pop with berry sponge cake, white chocolate ganache, and colorful chocolate splats. Now, they've had these nitro mini cake pops before, or something similar to it in past festivals, but I have yet to try one, and so I'm really excited to try this, and it's super cute. Now, onto the returning favorites, and there's quite a few of them, so hold on. So first up, it's over at the Deconstructed Dish near the refreshment station. They have a deconstructed BLT, which is a pork belly, soft poached egg, onion bread pudding, watercress, and tomato jam. And let me tell you, when I say this is delicious, it is delicious. I'm generally not a person that likes to have to put my food together when I go to eat it, but for some reason, because it's so beautiful and it tastes delicious, I'm okay with it. But that's not the only dish there at the Deconstructed Dish. There's also the Deconstructed Key Lime Pie, which is a flexible key lime curd, mousse, graham cracker cake, and meringues. And I get this every single year. It's that good. And again, edible art. Next up, over the Craftsman's Courtyard, they have a roasted bone marrow with onion marmalade, pickled mushrooms, and petite lettuce. I believe this used to be over in the Canada pavilion, but I could be wrong. But let me tell you, this was the very first time I ever had bone marrow was at this festival, and it was so good. So I have no idea if this is exactly how bone marrow is supposed to taste, because I haven't liked any other bone marrow that I've had since then. I liked it, and I'm going to be getting it again. All right, next up, we're headed over to Germany, and that's the Pastoral Palette. They have several things here that I get every single year, and they do not disappoint. The first one is a red wine braised beef short rib with parsnip puree, broccoli, baby tomatoes, and balsamic glaze. Oh, and let me tell you, it is to die for. I love the parsnip puree. It is so good and tasty and creamy, and it just goes so perfectly with the short ribs. And I can go on and on about this, but we only have a limited amount of time to get through everything. But trust me, you will not be disappointed by this dish. The other item you can find over at the Germany Pavilion that I get every single year is a play on rosé flights. This includes a Three Daughters Brewing Rosé Hard Cider, 81 Bay Brewing Company Rosé Blonde Ale, and a frozen rosé. Again, it's another must-do every single year. Next up is the Vibrant Vivito, which is an Encanto-themed booth, and they have two items that I get every single year, and they are delicious. But the first one is a chorizo and potato empanada. It is so delicious. It is completely full of these potatoes and chorizo, and it's got a nice little kick to it. So if you're a little bit spice adverse, you might want to hold off and have somebody else try it for you first, but it is so delicious, and it's perfect for those cold days. But even more perfect for those cold days during the art festival is the spicy soup that they serve there. Oh, it is so good. It's a chili spiced chicken, potato, avocado, corn, and cream soup. Oh, it is to die for. I get it every year. I always end up going to the festival when it's the coldest day of the year, but this spicy soup definitely tops it off to make it a little bit more easy to handle. And last but not least, on my returning favorites is over at Pop Eats. And if you've been to the art festival, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The tomato soup with grilled cheese. Now, they also serve a tomato soup with a specialty grilled cheese, which includes pimento cheese, bacon, and fried green tomato. But personally, I prefer the OG grilled cheese. It is so good, and their tomato soup is really good, and I'm picky. I love tomato soup and grilled cheese, and this one's really, really good. I don't know what it is. It's better than Panera. Speaking of things that are returning, also returning this year is the wonderful Walk of Colorful Cuisine, which is a food stroll where you collect stamps by purchasing 5 dishes, all color-based, to redeem a prize, which you can collect from Deco Delights. The last couple years, it's been an art palette sugar cookie and a smoothie and a themed glass. Not really sure what this year's is going to be. I've heard rumors of the sugar cookie coming back, but not the smoothie. I wonder what that's all about, but I'll let you know as soon as we get there and we do this ourselves. But the festival isn't just about looking at art and eating edible art. It's also about experiencing art in all its forms. There are daily live performances like Broadway concerts and bands and acrobat performances. This year, EPCOT is bringing back the Broadway stars performing some of your favorite Disney tunes over at the America Gardens Theater. It's an incredible way to immerse yourself in the Disney magic and Disney music. And the best part is these performances are included with your EPCOT admission. If you're there, you'll want to check it out. This is one of my favorite things to experience at the festival, as I love musicals, and getting to see real Broadway stars perform musical numbers is the top for me. Performances will take place at 5:30, 6:45, and 8 p.m. on each night throughout the festival. This year's lineup includes John Riddle from Frozen, Josh Strickland from Tarzan, Ashley Brown from Mary Poppins, and many, many more. You can also purchase the Disney on Broadway concert series dining packages, which includes either a 3-course meal or buffet, depending on which location you pick, and you will get a guaranteed priority seating at one of that day's performances. These are a great way to make sure that you get priority seating, get a good seat, and that you get a seat at all. But these don't seem to be as in demand as, say, the Eat to the Beat is at the Food and Wine Festival. So I don't think it is a necessity to do unless you're absolutely wanting to see a specific artist. However, These performances are absolutely stunning, and the energy in the theater is incredible. So, whether you're a Broadway fan or just love Disney music, this is a must-see event. Speaking of Broadway, one of the highlights of this year's Festival of the Arts is a Disney on Broadway exhibit at Communicore Hall, and it's called Once Upon a Stage, and this is to celebrate the 30 years of Disney on Broadway. There are also several other performances you can check out at the festival, including live bands over in Canada and the UK Pavilion, artists painting live, acrobats, and other musicians, as we talked about earlier. One of my favorites to watch, though, is the chalk artist along the Bridge to the World showcase. Speaking of which, you can also check out all of the Disney character chalk out throughout the showcase. It's a fun little unofficial scavenger hunt. You'll be able to find characters like Dante from Coco over in the Mexico Pavilion, but I don't want to give them all away. See what you can find in each of the different countries. Speaking of scavenger hunts, you can also participate in Figment's Brush with the Masters scavenger hunt, where you can search for Figment by following clues provided through famous works of art strategically located around the World Showcase. Now, the fun does not stop with the art you can admire. There is also art you can participate in. During the festival, there are a ton of interactive art installations where you can actually become part of the art. One of my favorite activities is the paint by number mural. Guests can help create a massive, colorful masterpiece, and as they add their own brushstrokes to a giant wall, it's fun, it's hands-on, it's a way to contribute to something really special, and it's just really nice to go throughout the festival and see the progress that's been made. There are also photo ops that you can participate in and be able to physically step into pieces of iconic and historical pieces of art, as well as scenes from classic Disney movies. You can also make your own art by taking part in the Animation Academy Experience, which is a drawing class taught by actual Disney artists teaching you how to draw a Disney character. If you ever went to the Animation Academy that used to be in MGM Studios, or the one that's currently over at Rafiki's Planet Watch in Animal Kingdom, this will be a similar experience. And this will take place over at the American Garden Theater in the American Pavilion at 12:30 and 1:30 p.m. daily. Now, no festival would be complete without some exclusive merchandise, and this one has some. Not to be a Debbie Downer about this, but I did see the new stuff that's coming out, and none of it really looks super great compared to some years past. They've been really lacking on that, and I was a little disappointed. However, take a look. To each their own, and everybody has a different taste. As always, they will have festival-themed pins, art, apparel, new Figment ears, and new Figment Loungefly, and much more. However, there is one thing that caught my eye, and that is a new Figment popcorn bucket. Yes, another one. They're doing it again, 3rd year in a row. Great thing to do. And I am still kicking myself for not getting last year's. So I think I have to get this year's. Please let me know in the comments if I have to get this year's, because if you guys say I have to, then my husband just has to agree to it, right? That's how this works. I don't even collect popcorn buckets, just Figment. I do have the very first iteration of the popcorn bucket that I only waited 2 hours for, which only 2 hours for a popcorn bucket, Shannon? Yes. This was back when they had the popcorn bucket at the Pop Eats, and you had to wait in that line whether you were getting just the popcorn bucket or just the grilled cheese and tomato soup. And when I got there, it was a 7-hour wait on opening day. I waited till the end of the night. I was able to get it in 2 hours. I thought I was just a genius for waiting that long. But I still got made fun of for waiting for 2 hours for a popcorn bucket. So whether you're an art lover, a foodie, or just looking for a unique Disney experience, the International Festival of the Arts at EPCOT has something for everyone. If you're visiting Walt Disney World during this time, make sure to check it out. It's truly a celebration of creativity in every form. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more theme park tips, reviews, and adventures. Have you experienced the Festival of the Arts before? Let me know your favorite part in the comments below. And until next time, I'm Shannon, reminding you to never miss your chance to sparkle.